So we had noticed there was some new additions to the S-curve. Can you tell people a little bit about those new additions, kind of what they are, what they look like, and when they went in?
Yeah, so we're talking about the Grande reverse curve. So that is a place that's had a history of accidents and crashes, and we had a study that looked at recommendations. So a couple of the safety measures that we put in place are a new pavement surface, and so it makes gives it more friction, really for those wet weather type of circumstances, and so that went in earlier this fall. And then the second recommendation that has gone in is what we call these LED chevron signs. And so they're new chevrons that flash as people go through the curve, and also additional pavement markings that are a little bit wider and also have a little bit of a texture to them on the outside of the travel lanes to help if somebody starts drifting out of their lane, give them some notification.
Yeah, so as you said that there had been some prior history here with some wrecks and some other fatalities. Can you tell people a little bit about those and kind of what those, I guess, statistics look like, the most recent ones before this went into place?
So the traffic study, at least the safety study that we did do, we looked at 10 years of data, and there had been around 55 crashes and 3 fatalities in that section of roadway. And so that's what kind of led us to look at what can we do more. As far as what has happened since we put in our safety measures, I haven't heard of any crashes, but we'll continue to monitor and see how well these perform.
Yeah, for sure. And so tell us, a little bit about how you guys hope that this will kind of decrease those crashes and those numbers.
Sure. So some of the things that we saw were really wet weather crashes, and so that pavement surface will give wheels more traction on the roadway and help people stay on the roadway going through that curve. And other thing we saw was nighttime crashes. So maybe people don't see the curve coming up or aren't aware of it. So those LED chevrons, one, give an indication of the curve, and also lighting up as people drive through there, give more notification and again awareness of where they're driving.
Yeah, and how do you guys hope that this helps, the businesses and things that are along that way, that it also seeing some damage too?
Sure, absolutely. So not only the damage to and the fatalities and the injuries associated with those crashes, there are businesses like apartments through there that have seen vehicles go through their fences, which causes them cost. And so that's another thing. Hey, we're looking forward to this greatly improving the safety of that corridor.
Yeah, and I know you guys did the study, but why did you guys feel like this was something that needed to be addressed sooner rather than later?
Again, so that's kind of a long history of crashes and something that's been on the city's radar to try to make improvements. And so making sure that we're using the city's dollars and the citizens' dollars in the most effective manner to help improve safety.
Yeah. And what does the future look like? Is it going to be more monitoring this area, just see how it does, and are there other things that might go into it as well? Talk about that.
So at this time, these are the only safety measures that we have planned. We will continue to monitor that pavement surface, and we've done some measurements to see how well that has improved, and also continue to make sure that it stays up to an acceptable manner. And then also look at these LED chevrons and see what the improvement is as far as reducing crashes. And if it doesn't see the improvement, then we will come back and look at additional safety measures. But we feel pretty confident that these are going to address those concerns and really improve the conditions out there.
Yeah, so far there hasn't been any more crashes since all of this has been taken into place?
So we're still, it's very early, but I have nothing that I have been reported to me at this time.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you feel like people should know about this area, kind of what the new additions it has, why it's important, why you guys felt it was necessary, anything like that we haven't already talked about that you feel like people should really know about this?
So I think with the LED chevrons, this is a newer technology than the first time that we have used it inside the city limits. You see it outside of the city in some rural areas. So there's a lot of different parameters that we're going to continue to monitor and tweak how that system works. So you may see some changes, and we'll continue to work on that. But at the end of the day, drive safe. Be out there, pay attention, especially when you're going through curves like that. You need to pay attention to what you're doing and look out for yourself and other drivers, and just keep everybody safe out there.